check in. I filmed with the Nomad again today, doing a little 3 looks, 1 palette. So it may be up by the time you guys see this vlog. I'll link it up above if it is. But yeah, I did some filming this morning. It's been a somewhat productive day, although it's so gloomy and rainy today that I'm having a hard time staying productive. I just want to crawl in bed and read, so that's exactly what I did. I filmed this look. I was in a cute sweater earlier. Now I'm just like in a baggy t-shirt, and I was in bed reading until lunch. Then I had lunch, and here I am. So I had to touch up my lip a little bit, but yeah. Still looking okay makeup-wise, getting a little shiny, but I finished Such Sharp Teeth. I also finished Reminders of Him. So Reminders of Him was by Colleen Hoover. You guys are going to see more about that book in a video. I'm reading 3 books by her. That was the 3rd one. So I may try to sit down and edit that this afternoon, but I'm so behind on editing. It's not even funny. I'm going to have like just a full editing day. But I wanted to go ahead and finish Sharp Teeth while I was at it because I only had like a few chapters left. So I did that. And yeah, I'm just really torn with this book. I thought I would just go ahead and like talk to you guys about it because I don't really know what to vlog today. It's not very Christmassy Vlogmas vibes, but what I can say about this is I was shocked about what it really was. I've been doing this thing lately where I don't read like the summaries or any like previews, sneak peeks or anything, and I will sometimes know like the, you know, bits and pieces of what I'm going to read about, like for the fact that this is a werewolf book. But like, I don't know, I just seen that it was supposed to be more horror, so I was like really excited for that aspect. And although I can say there's a little bit of the horror element, it's not like I feel like what you might expect. And if you read the summary, you'll gather that as well. But I found this book to be just very, I don't even know what's the right word. It's not that I don't like her writing style, it's just a little different for me. I feel like it's kind of short. And while I actually did enjoy that in some places, like some parts of the book, I was like, oh, this is getting slow. And then she'd be really short about it. And then she would like jump like a couple of weeks and I'd be like, okay, you know, like I'm okay with this. Other times I felt like something major would happen in the story and then she would just jump. And I'm like, you could have spent so much time on that. You could have explained that so much more. So yeah, what I didn't quite realize was that this is also kind of like a little bit of like a romance element to it, which I wasn't really expecting and honestly didn't really care for. I mean, overall, I think it wasn't a bad read. I'm leaning between 3 and 4 stars because I'm just like, I don't know. It just was not what I was expecting, but I'm trying to not judge it based on that. But I feel like it had so much potential to be even more. So pretty much it's about this girl. She is moving back to her hometown to live with her twin sister who is pregnant. And like, you know, the baby daddy like ran off on her. She's having a hard time. So her sister is coming back to their hometown. And although she's like not that happy about it, she does have kind of like these nostalgic feelings about coming back. And then shortly after she's back, she is driving her car and hits something. And when she gets out, wondering what she hit or what animal she hit, she's attacked. And then she starts becoming a werewolf. So we kind of go on like her journey of what that all entails and like her like transforming into a werewolf and stuff like that. And I can say when it gets to points to where she's really describing like horror elements, there was a few times where my stomach kind of turned a little bit. I was like, ooh, you know, a little too much for me right now, but okay. Not really. Some things I didn't want to read while I was sipping on my latte in the morning. A little gruesome, but I did like those are the aspects that really, grabbed my attention and kept me reading though. But I felt like this just had more potential. She tried to throw in some twists and turns, but they just kind of fell flat for me. I mean, there was a couple of things that I was like, oh, I did not see that coming. But then it was just kind of like, did it have to be like that? I don't know. A lot of critiques for me, I guess. Like I said, I just think there could have been more to it. I honestly feel like this could have been like more horror too. I could have done without so much of like the romance, although I didn't mind the relationship. I can say it's not like full on romance. You're not gonna have like those steamy scenes, I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where I'm just like, although it's not a bad book, I'm kind of bummed because I think that it could have been a lot better. Some of the elements in this has definitely pulled me back out of the depths of like sinking into a rut because of all the rom-coms and stuff that I've been reading, or just like books that have just kind of been like, oh, that's a dud, some of the elements in this book really grabbed my attention and pulled me back to some of the elements that I really look forward to in reading, and that's, kind of having that suspense and horror and thriller twist to it. So yeah, I really appreciate it for that, but thought I'd check in anyways. And yeah, Reminders of Him was 5 stars for me. Check out that video if it's already up. I'm reading 3 Colleen Hoover books. It was a wild ride. And yeah, I don't really know what else I have planned for today. I just kind of wanted to check in with you guys. Time for me to jump back into some Christmas rom-coms. Is it reindeer day?
Yes.
Let's see it. That's a cool hat. You guys ready? It's a rainy day.
Oh,
rainy, gloomy day.
Rainy reindeer day.
Mm-hmm.
This is what hits out like.
Isn't it?
Yay. Yes. Yes. Can one of us open the bag?
Mm-hmm.
It is in. Well, I never opened so. I never opened supplies before. More of these worms.
Whoa.
So is the yellow one gonna be yours, and is the green one gonna be mine?
All right. We are going to avoid the chin and the blemishes and everything else going on, but I have my fa la la latte. I'm feeling like crap this morning, if I'm being honest with you. Friday, so today is supposed to be a happy day. It's almost the weekend. I just have so much computer work to get done, so that's what I'm currently working on, but Buddy is in the car today. You know what, you guys? It was one of those things where I was so tired last night, and I was just like, you know what? He's going to be in the car with us tomorrow. And then this morning I woke up and it was one of those ordeals where I was like, oh, I didn't do something. And then, God, this hair, it is something, let me tell you. I slept in braids the other night, and this is like day 3 of having the hair that I slept in braids with. So it's like, went out to check on it, and James had attempted to do it but did not secure it. So I had to go out and try to secure that this morning and have it ready for the day. And we hit a bunch of bumps today. I'm pretty sure I took out a curb this morning. And Buddy did really good holding on to our mirror. But yeah, they were really, really excited. And then I came back home. I've just kind of been just not in the Christmas spirit this year, as you guys can tell from these vlogs. So I got our stockings. We don't have like a mantle in this house. That's like the one thing that like I've always hated around the holiday time, is not having a mantle anymore, or like a really pretty place to hang our stockings. Even before, like we would hang our stockings like over our piano, but like the piano is not in the living room anymore. Yeah. So I have to kind of get created with the stockings every year. So we bought a little like metal thing that you put together, and it screws together really easily, and then it holds all the stockings. So yeah, I got our stockings hung today, and I did some online shopping today. So hopefully presents will start coming in and I'll be able to start wrapping stuff. I'm excited about that. But I'm also going to try to get myself in the holiday spirit. So I know I told you guys about this book. I think I did. By Susan Mallory, Home Sweet Christmas. And then, I read a couple of chapters and I was like, oh, this is like the second book in the series. So I paused, and then I looked, and my library actually had the first one. Anyways, so yeah, this is the first book in this series. I'm going to try to read both of these this month. I'm not going to lie. The writing style has not really been for me. I did read that this author likes to really include animals in her stories, which obviously I have nothing against that. It's just, I'm kind of more intrigued by the second book by reading 2 chapters than I am with the first book, and I'm 6 chapters into the first book, and I'm just like not vibing. I don't know if it's the characters. There's a lot of characters. It keeps jumping back and forth. There's like 2 sisters. One of them moved out of town after her heart was broken by a character who's in this book, so that was kind of already spoiled for me. But like she came back to town, Wishing Tree. It's like Stars Hollow. But they can't decorate for Christmas until after Thanksgiving, and then it's just like a winter wonderland for the season at Wishing Tree. And so you have this sister that's like coming back home, and she is like trying to avoid her ex who broke her heart. They got like engaged and split up the same weekend. So she's trying to avoid him while spending time with her family. It's her hometown, Well, then you have the sister who is like over looking for love. So she started a family of her own by going in with, IUI, of having like a sperm donor. So she's just going to have a baby by herself because she's successful. And she owns like the B&B that she got from like, after her grandma passed. Her grandma owned it, so she got the B&B, and then she's also a 3rd grade teacher. So we're kind of having like those dynamics, and then like the other sister who's avoiding the boyfriend or the ex-fiance also has her high school sweetheart back in town. So it's like ooh, are they gonna get together? Back together. Oh my gosh. And then there's like a broken heart country singer. No, rock. I think he does rock and roll. I think is what it says. Yeah. Anyways, he's an artist and he's in town looking for inspiration. And one of his friends says, if you need a town for inspiration, it's Wishing Tree. So he's there. So he's probably going to end up with, the third grade teacher sister. We will see. It kind of is reminding me a lot of like a Hallmark or a cheesy Netflix movie. So yeah, I'm kind of just back and forth. Like, and it's not even just the characters as much as it's like the writing style too. Because back to what I was saying about the animals, there hasn't really been heavy on animals in this one just yet, but this one, the main character, one of the sisters has a Great Dane, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's a cool thing to like have characters and know what their pets look like and all of that. And I am one, I talk to my animals. I really do. It's just usually like hey, or like, oh, you're a good girl, like stuff like that. But like this lady holds like full on human conversations with her dog. And I didn't really think it would bother me. Maybe it wouldn't if it was like in a movie, but sitting here reading like 2 full pages of a conversation that she's having back and forth with her dog, and her dog is like answering her by shaking its head. It's a little much for me, and maybe people are going to roast me for that, but I don't know. I'm not really vibing with it. So we will see if I even get back to this one. I kind of wanted to read both of these for the season, but I don't know. It's taking me a little bit. I'm also currently reading Whiteout still. It's just starting to fall in the reading slump, you guys. These Christmas books are kind of, ugh, I need to open up one of the thrillers I have. But yeah, I do have some more Christmas books. I can't remember what they're called. I think one of them is So This Is Christmas or something like that. Hey guys, I wanted to end out this vlog because I realized that it's been another long one. I'm trying to even think of what all has been filmed in like the last like couple of days. It's just kind of been like a crazy whirlwind of the last few days. But I can say we've kept up with a lot of the Christmas traditions. Like everything is still running smoothly there. This month there's just been like a lot going on, and I don't even know if I've really mentioned it on the vlogs. I'm sure I have. I ramble all the time. But between Christmas spirit weeks at school and then like everything else they have going on before Christmas break, it's just been really busy. So we're trying to hang in there and not lose our minds right now. We still have like what is it, like 11 days? Something like that of school. So I'm like, we are so, so close. We got this. It is Sunday. I'm just kind of like chilling out, kind of just like looking at things, trying to get my week planned out a little bit. So yeah, I thought I would just pop on and do like a quick outro for this. But this weekend, as you guys would have seen, pretty lazy weekend, but yesterday we had a birthday party. We had to go to one of Roman's friends at school. He was invited to a trampoline park that actually just recently opened up here, and the boys had so much fun. They just had a blast. They already want to go back, so I'm sure we'll be back soon. But besides the birthday party, we've just kind of been chilling out at home. I've been trying to just make sure all Christmas stuff is getting out, but at the same time, it's just been chill. I've been reading. I finished Whiteout finally. It took me longer than I was hoping, but I have finished it. I'll grab it in a minute. But besides that, we have been dehydrating jerky this weekend, and oh my gosh, it's so good. James's parents gave us a dehydrator, and I am excited to play with it some more and do like some other stuff. There's these like dehydrated like okra chips that I order that I love, and I want to try to make some of those. But yeah, we've been making some beef jerky and just kind of hanging around the house. So I still have more Christmas books to read, but I did finish Whiteout. It's not bad. I do have to say, not only do I love the diversity when it comes to the characters themselves, in this book, but also like the relationships in general. Like I feel like there's a couple to represent everybody. And, you know, there's female, male, and then there's quite a few lesbian, female and female couples going on in this book. I want to say that there was male and male too. There's a lot of relationships with this book. So like I mentioned, I think earlier in this vlog, it's written by 6 different people. It looks like a movie poster with all the names, but 6 authors came together to write this. It is very, very young adult. So that is why this book is getting 3 stars for me. It's very young adult, so it's kind of just like a preference. Like, it's just not for me. The way that it's written is just very young, I guess. And I think what I'm more confused about than anything, as far as like me enjoying reading it, is like they're doing, or I hate to say like it's make it sound like dirty, but it's not. It's like just the whole complexity of the story of everything going on there in Atlanta, but it's a big snowstorm, and Atlanta's not used to snowstorms and like shutdowns and stuff like that. So everyone's frantic and like trying to get places, but then like it involves around like a whole love story of all these friends getting together to try to help bring 2 people in their friend group back together in their relationship, and they're trying to help the one that's like screwed up in the relationship. Meanwhile, it's like a blizzard and people are like stuck in traffic, and like there's talk of like, oh my god, if we're stuck in traffic, like, you know, for too long, what's going to happen? Like our cars are going to shut down, like we won't survive out in the cold. But then it just keeps bouncing back to like this couple where she's just like, I screwed up big time and I really need to make it up to her, when really what the other girl wants from the relationship is just for the other one to just show up at her house and apologize. And that's why like it's just like that miscommunication going on, and I'm like, you know, like it's a snowstorm. You could have just showed up at her house, said I am so sorry, made things up to her, and then went back home. And I mean, it just would have avoided a lot of things. And I get like it would have, and I get, you know, it would have like taken away the story. So I get that, and like the whole like whiteout situation. But I don't know, I just felt like it was just one of those things where it was just like, really? Did it have to go to all of this when there's like this whole shutdown going on and it's so much more serious? And each chapter, it while it still went back to those two people's love story and them like trying to, or one of them just like so bummed that the other one hasn't come and apologized, and it's just heartbroken because she just thinks the relationship's over. The other, meanwhile, is like trying to make all these elaborate things come to life, and also at the same time is just like very down and out, and mad at herself for what she's done. So it kind of bounces in between like chapters of them talking, but the other chapters focus completely, it's kind of like just a bunch of short stories almost surrounded by one bigger story, although it is a pretty short book. But like each author, it tells you in the back like each author was assigned to different characters. So that I feel like is what got me through this book, because like I said, it's just so young adult. Their responses, some of the things they say, I'm just kind of like, oh, I can see where like a younger generation would really enjoy something like this. But me personally, it was just kind of like I had a really hard time getting through it. But I really think what it came down to is I really like to see, like I said, the diversity and the couples and everything. I thought that that was just such a good touch, and I think an amazing touch on a young adult book for people who maybe are questioning things or are curious about things, or even just wanting to feel included in a love story. And so I love that about it, and that's why it does still get 3 stars for me. I think it's cute in its ways. But I have to say, the major story plot, the two girls, trying to get back together, or the one trying to win the other one back, kind of falls flat for me. But all the love stories in between, when it goes to like a different chapter and it's like two other people that are helping those two girls or helping the one girl win the other girl back, they are a part of that, but they also have their own little love story for that, just that one chapter. I think I appreciated those moments a lot more than the book as a whole. So maybe it's just like I don't really care for the two, like I guess main characters, but I like all the side relationships and all the side characters more. So they kind of like helped pull the story together. Plus, like I said, each chapter is written by different people. So I could just tell there was some authors and writing styles I liked more than others. So yeah, that's my little recap review on Whiteout. My first Christmas book down. I am reading, I keep forgetting what it's called. It's like The Christmas Wedding or something like that. I'm kind of struggling with it too. I feel like it's starting to pick up, but I'm just like, oh my God, it's taken so long to like really pick up and like for me to digest a lot of it. But yeah, hopefully I can finish that in the next vlog. And I still have like, I think 4 other Christmas books. And I just don't think it's going to happen, I kind of hope that I can like, squeeze in another 1 or 2, but I don't know if it's going to happen this Vlogmas. I feel like I'm just kind of reading slow right now, and I'm already working on things for next year reading wise. So like, I don't know how much more Christmas I'm going to be able to fit in, and I'm only 1 book in, so we will see. But I hope you guys enjoyed another Vlogmas video. They're jumbled, everything else. One of my goals in the new year is to just have more structure with my vlogs. But you know what? It is what it is. It is the busiest season. But thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next video.